Hey guys, how you doing? So, the last couple of episodes ago, videos ago, tutorials, we had this little, we outputted some penguins, and we displayed a penguin inside of a frame. And I thought to myself, well, wait a second. What if we want to make it so that you can select it between the different penguin pictures? Because right now you have to specify which penguin picture you want to use. We don't want to do that. So let's create a new package here. And we'll call this penguins. It should go under, yep, perfect. Actually, I don't want it there, do I? Let's delete that guy. Let's just create it under here. Alright, there we go, much better. And let's create, we're going to use 4 classes in this. And this is just kind of to make it just, so we don't have the visual stuff mixed in with the actual workhorse behind it. So first let's make an app class. And then we want an image frame class. So that will be the main frame of our application. And then we want an image list class. We're going to use a JList in this. And then we will want a final class called image pane. And that will extend the JPanel. That's where we will display the images. So first let's start off with the pane. It's quite simple. We're going to extend JPanel. We'll go ahead and no, I don't want to create a test. There we go. Oh, no. Alright, let's fix that here. We want to import that. Alright. And in here, it'll just be a simple, we'll have a label on it, and that's it. So private, and it'll be a J label. We'll call it label. For simplicity's sake, public image pane. We'll call it super on it just in case it needs any of that. And we will create the new J label, and we'll add the label. And then we will set a way to update whatever we set in that label. We'll call that set image, takes an object, label, and we'll set the icon as a new image icon, resources, plus the object. And image icon is also in the JavaX swing, so we are good there. Okay, no errors? Good. Now let's create the image list next. And the way that image lists, or lists in general, work is you have to have a model associated with them. And so the images will be stored in the list model. And we will we will fill that model up by just reading through the resources directory and just grabbing all the penguin images. Very simple. You can fill up models with lots of different things, but this, for our purposes in this demo, we will just put in image names. So up here we're going to declare a default list model, and we're just call it list model. That's fine. And we will here we need to extend the JList class, and then we need a way to fill the list model with all of our images. And to do this, we will simply first we'll instantiate the list model, and then we will create an array of files, call it pictures, and we'll tell it to go loop through resources, and we'll simply list those files. Let's go ahead and import our file class here. And then for each file in our pictures array, we're going to add that to the list model. List model comes with a add element method, and we're just going to just call the name on it, and so it will display penguin 1, well, hopefully it's in order, penguin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, like that. And the last thing we do is to set the model of the list. Okay. Now that we have those two parts, we want to add them into a frame that we can view, because right now we just have two components. We have a panel and we have a list, and we're not seeing anything. So here we will create private variables for the list image, or for the image list and the image pane class. And we will create it, make a constructor, and it will take two variables called image list in and image pane in. Give it a title. This we will be extending JFrame here. Just give it a title there, and we will assign a reference to the image list class that we have created, or that we have passed in rather, like that. And then the same thing for the pane. And we'll set a default close operation of exit on close, so when we close that, it will just close out. We're going to use a JSplit pane, and it allows us to split the frame into different sections. And so we'll call that. One means that it will, it's an orientation, which I'm sure there's probably a vertical or horizontal, but one is horizontal split. Actually, let's see, it's in here. Yeah, horizontal split. 1, same thing. And we will put the image list on the left, and we'll put the image pane on the right. Simple enough. We'll get the content pane, so this is where we're adding it to it. Oh, forgot the word content pane. I just put content. There we go. And let's set the size to 400 by 200. And then we will set it visible to true so we can actually see it. Okay. Now let's add the glue that makes it all work together. And so in app.java, this is where all the magic happens. So first off, we're going to add a public static void main method, and we need to instantiate our classes. So we have image pane and image list. And then in the image list, we need to get the selection model and then we need to add a list selection listener to it. So this is where when we click on Penguin 1 or Penguin 2, it will show up, and it will cause it to show up in our panel. And this is where all there's a selection model, so you know which item the user is clicking on and things like that. And that's what we're gonna call here. We're gonna add a listener. So there's our list selection listener, and we're gonna create a new class called a listener, and we're gonna toss in the image list. But we're going to get the model of the image list, because you're working with the model, you're not working with the list itself. The list just holds the data, the model contains the data, so you will be working with the model. And then the image pane. And what am I missing here? That guy. That in there, and then we're going to call the image frame and pass in the image list and the image pane. Oops, one I too many. So it matches our constructor right here. As you can see, it lit up and it says, yep, we're good. Oops. Alright, let's not paste anything in there. So now we need to create a class, and we're just going to put it in here and call it listener. And it's going to implement the list selection listener. And of course we need to grab the model in the pane, so we will reference in them here. Import that there. Okay. And the image pane. So public listener, list model, which would be this model in, and the image pane, which will be image pane in. And then here we'll just assign them. Okay. And then we need to override a method in our listener class. And this should tell us which one we need to override. Yep, value changed. So we'll go ahead and override that guy. And we are going to grab the list selection model. And we can check against the list selection model for a couple different things. We can get the main things we're going to do is get the minimum index and the maximum index. We want to know exactly which node we are clicking on. And so we will assign that. From the source of the list selection event. Again, we're talking about the model, not the list itself. And if the LSM, or the list selection model, if it's not empty, then we want it to do our stuff. And we will get the minimum index. And then we'll get the max index. And then we need to loop through it. And if we find the right one, and we put the index in there, then we want the image pane to set the image. We'll grab the image from the model at I. So here we're going to loop through all the sections and be like, oh, are you selected? No. Are you selected? No. Are you selected? You are? Sweet. Let's grab that image, let's throw it in there, and let's show it off to the world. So let's go ahead and we'll play this. Let's go ahead and create, we'll run it here. And it threw an error. We have a null pointer exception in our main. Why do we have a null pointer? Let's see here. Line 19. Oh, I don't have a directory called resources, it's called penguins. Okay, so we'll fix that. And then we need to also fix this guy over here. simple mistake. Okay, let's try and run this again. Now we have to find the application wherever it went to. There it is. So you have Penguin 1 through 8, and then if we click on each one, there you go. See how this one's kind of cutting off here? Oh, I guess it's not. Never mind. I was going to say, if you have one that's cutting off, you can put a J scroll pane in this guy, and then it will work, and it will scroll through them for you. Or not scroll through them, but it'll allow it to scroll for you. So you read the whole image. I pick small images on purpose. Anyway, there you have it. That is how you can easily create a list and a list model and display images in a pane when you click on them. Alright, I hope this hasn't been too crazy and it made sense. Happy coding, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.